Welcome to Leadership Moments.
In every great leader's life, there are pivotal moments that shape their character, test their resilience, and awaken their vision.
Together, we'll uncover the invaluable lessons hidden within these transformative moments. Today, we are going to talk about VUCA. VUCA stands for volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous. VUCA is not a new term. It actually originated post-Cold War. It provided a framework to analyze strategy and leadership in a rapidly changing world for government and military. Today, VUCA is used in organizations to describe the business and economic environment. For example, post-pandemic, high inflation, or an unstable market. These are things we don't have a template to follow because others have not had to work through it before, or at least not in decades or even in the past century. No one had ever gone through a global pandemic before. In decades, we have not had inflation or interest rates change as rapidly as it has recently. With the chip shortage, we have not had a material scarcity impacting so many industries at once. Foreign trade conflicts and restrictions are at a high. All of these events bring fast-changing and/or unexpected curveballs that impact your business strategy, company growth plans, team member development, team member retention, processes, and so much more. We are all affected personally and professionally by these situations right now. This is VUCA, and this is what many of my clients are seeking help in on our coaching sessions. They need and want to learn how to best lead through it. So before we talk about how to do that, let's first talk about each definition. V, volatile. This is the velocity of change in an industry or market. When things are changing at a rapid rate and changes are more frequent, it makes them more unpredictable than before. U, uncertain. This is the level of unpredictability, the odds of something happening or not. When something is highly volatile, we cannot predict what is coming next to be able to plan for it. C, complex. This refers to the difficulty that comes with operating in a volatile market. Leaders must weigh the risks and opportunities when making decisions. But when the market is volatile, it is a struggle to anticipate the challenges or roadblocks to navigate appropriately. A, ambiguous. This is the unknown, information we don't have or can't get. There's no template or best practices to follow because it hasn't been done before or hasn't been done in a really long time. This can be when a situation is not clear, or even when the situation takes the leader out of their comfort zone and what they know is the right solution. All right, now that we know what VUCA looks like, let's talk about some skills that help leaders through VUCA successfully. The first step in working through VUCA is the ability to embrace change. There is a saying that the only thing constant is change itself. As soon as you accept that change is happening, faster and easier it will be to lead through it. You must be adaptable and adjust to the change. Find the positive in the change and embrace it to help you. Understand the why behind it, and then make sure you explain the why to your team as well. And when there is change, it is also essential to be a continuous learner. This is the second skill. When you learn, you stay curious by seeking out new knowledge and experiences. In a VUCA environment, this can be the key to accepting what is going on around you, embracing it, and actively working through it. You will be more open to research and ultimately find answers. You will have a willingness to go outside of your comfort zone, so never stop learning. When you think about leading through VUCA, the unknown, you probably aren't surprised to know that being agile is another key skill. This means willingly responding quickly to changes, understanding risks, but then making decisions to keep moving forward and continually trying and experimenting to get better and better. Now, speaking of experimenting, innovation is another key skill that is essential through working through VUCA. People and organizations that innovate are creative. And when you're creative, you will find ways to work through these changes and the unknown. So build an innovative mindset on your team. It takes time to teach this, so you must start now and practice what you preach. You need to show how you consistently innovate for others to follow your lead. Another critical skill is building and leveraging relationships. When you have a network of others to brainstorm with, ask questions, or even safely challenge in your thinking, you will always come up with a better solution or process. Now, something we talk a lot about in this podcast is resilience. This is another key skill. Leadership is hard, and it's even harder when you're working through VUCA. You must be ready for failures and setbacks because they will happen. It is how you bounce back and continue to push forward that makes a resilient leader. If you want to learn more about how to become a resilient leader, I invite you to watch our Resilient Leader video series on youtube.com/@leadershipmoments. When learning and demonstrating these skills, the one skill that I haven't mentioned yet, but you must keep top of mind is self-awareness. Ask yourself, how are you handling the volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity? How are you showing up to your team and your peers with this in mind? How is your team handling it? How is your organization handling it? What can you do to help yourself, your team, and your organization? You must have self-awareness. If it is not easy for you to recognize your own emotions and how others may be perceiving you, then lean on your network to find a few people who will be honest with you and help you. A quick internal test for self-awareness is checking your emotions. If you are mad, angry, or sad, it is often because you are not being honest with yourself and how you are truly feeling or handling the situation. For example, people often get angry when it is really because they're scared. So you can turn that around by asking yourself questions that focus on the positive. For example, what can I learn from this? Or what opportunity does this open up for my career, my team, or my organization? So to recap, the skills that are critical through VUCA are embrace change, be a continuous learner, agility, innovation, leveraging relationships, resilience, and self-awareness. When thinking about these skills, I would like to share a spin on the VUCA acronym to help you remember when leading through it. V, vision. When working through VUCA, it is important to take the time and review your vision. It may change due to the uncontrollable changes around you. Update it if appropriate, and then consider how that impacts your strategy, capabilities, products, etc. Intentionally adjust as needed. U, understanding. Understanding is a step to learning. We have to learn as fast as the environment is changing. When you are in the middle of VUCA, it is easy to forget to pause and think about all of the learning that you've been consuming in the present time. And when you compile all those learnings together, you can gain a better understanding rather than just a piece of the pie. Then you can consider what to act on from this understanding. Take a step back and think about the learning. Also, remember, it is not always understanding the things around you. It is also taking time to understand the humans around you too. Really listen to your team, your peers, and your leaders. Show kindness to help each other through this time. C, clarity. Often during VUCA, many will feel that there are limitless demands. This is because of the volume and the speed of the demands coming at them. With the midst of chaos, you must find the time to think and focus. The quality of our work is the quality of our thinking. Create space for yourself and your team to have uninterrupted thinking time. I encourage my clients to put focus time on their calendar to build this into their daily routine. A, agility. Now, we already talked about being agile. An additional item to remember this is the way we work can become habits. So when going through VUCA, you need to take a step back and reassess those habits and our assumptions in order to adjust as necessary. Now, when doing this, consider the organizational structure and hierarchy. This can be the hurdle to becoming agile. So think about, how can you give others more flexibility to do more, be different, and just be better? I have a few other thoughts for you to consider. Leaders know they must bring the weather in setting the stage for their team. Unfortunately, sometimes this translates to overcompensating and painting the perfect picture, which is unrealistic. When leading through VUCA, it is best to be honest with your team. It is okay to admit and discuss the difficulties you are facing in an opportunistic way. Doing this accomplishes a few things. It keeps you in touch with reality and tells the team you do truly understand what is going on and are focused on the right things. It shows ownership of the situation while also devising a plan to work through it. And it enables your team with a safe environment to talk about how they may be struggling as well. So then you can be more effective by focusing on specific skills and needs for them. When in a VUCA environment, things are changing and moving fast. Because of this misalignment can likely happen. To avoid this, remember to communicate often. Ask questions, be open to feedback, listen to verbal and nonverbal actions, and repeat yourself again and again. People often don't truly hear you until you have repeated it so much, you literally feel sick if you have to say it again. So if you aren't feeling sick of saying it, no one has heard you yet. So keep communicating. Lots of people can be successful leading during easier times, but great leaders shine when they prove that they can navigate through challenging and chaotic times. Learning and continually advancing in these skills will help you conquer VUCA. I hope you found this topic insightful and helpful to implement into your leadership skills. If you want more assistance in working through VUCA, you can contact me on Instagram at StacyCaster_. Thank you for listening. And that concludes another episode of Leadership Moments. We hope you found inspiration and valuable insights in what we shared today. Remember, leadership is not defined solely by titles or positions, but by the choices we make and the moments that shape us.
Embrace the challenges that come your way. They may be the very moments that propel you toward greatness. We'd love to hear your thoughts and stories as well. Connect with us on our website at leadershipmomentspodcast.com or through social media on Instagram at tap_be-the-game-changer.
And StacyCaster_. Remember, your leadership moment could be just around the corner, waiting for you to seize it. This is Stacy Caster, and what doesn't challenge you won't change you.
This is Tracy Ann Palmer, and be the change you wish to see in the world.